I define it, I think, in a fairly open way, in, of course, some way where every practice is social insofar as it involves an interface with other people, which creates a social environment. I know that that's not the kind of common reference point for that term social practice. I do want to take liberties to how I think it is defined. Obviously, it's become kind of a genre within the fine art world, with work that has kind of an interventionist slash social slash political economic agenda that has to do with probably progressive political ambition, on the one hand. On the other hand, the way I see it is, and in regards to my work with Glow and other public art projects, I see it, social practice, which isn't a term I probably would have used, but now that you've got me thinking about this, I'm using it and seeing it that it's very appropriate. The kind of work I do in the most idealized resolution of what it is, I think provides opportunities for people to be social. I mean, that's kind of a ridiculous thing to say, but we live in such an atomized environment that for individuals to actually find themselves together with people in real space, not in virtual space, and with people they don't know who are outside their kind of assigned social orbits. And how do you break through that? How do you have people discover one another and discover kind of joy in that, and mystery and intrigue and challenge and reward? That's what I think something like Glow can do, that it can break down boundaries that we build up in our normal scheme of behaving that tend to isolate us within defined spheres of activity and defined spheres of association. And at an ideal point, I like to think that art, in particular the kind of art that Glow endorses and commissions, creates joyous environments in which people can celebrate and come together.
Maybe
Yes,
I could
question?
ask you why you feel that is a very necessary thing to do, and why particularly now?
There is a very core need within the human species for a coming together, for a gathering, for a sense of common purpose. I mean, I think history really, by history, I mean anthropological history, not just kind of more recent history, by recent, of civilizations, but even going further back to kind of tribal realities. There's a condition, I think, that is about coming together, that our survival is enhanced by coming together. Obviously, that's, I guess, what hunting and gathering stimulates, is it coming together and sharing. So I do see that as a very basic aspect of the human condition. And, our culture, 21st century culture, has a long trajectory, not just 21st century, but probably the conditions of modernism are a trajectory toward atomization and toward alienation on the one hand, and then on the good hand, it's kind of toward self-realization and a sort of objectivity and a kind of individual fulfillment. So I like to think about taking those skills and those achievements that we have through the best of modernism, the best of kind of intellectual inquiry and self-fulfillment. Can we bring that into a social realm so that we have a way of sharing that and building upon our individual achievements to create a sense of a kind of common order or common good or common aspiration? And I see that art can do that by intervening in public spaces that perhaps are mostly defined as opportunities for individual behavior. And if we insinuate environments into the kind of the macro environments that promote some kind of interaction among people, we're positing a position of a new order. We're saying this space can actually be used to reconfigure our social behavior, and that can be toward a direction of coming together. So that's how I see Globe participating in this notion of social practice on a very macro way, in a way of kind of realigning our perceptual apparatus toward thinking of these opportunities for sharing and being together.